Way too soon.
But in other news and notes, just very exciting, you helped me secure a ticket today for New Japan Ring of Honor G1 tickets for next year during WrestleMania weekend. How about them apples?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited. I actually signed up for Honor Club, the Ring of Honor streaming service, which I'm going to be partaking in as soon as football season lightens our schedules a little bit when it gets to the regular season. And just, I can't wait to watch all the Ring of Honor stuff and catch up. And, of course, New Japan is the reason I wanted to get to this show. Because, when are they going to get here all that often in New York especially? Although maybe this will start the annual tradition. We'll see. But very excited. Nice. Very excited.
Well, look, I mean, for them, I just have a hard time believing that they can't pack that building in the tri-state area. I mean, come on, of course they can. Even if it was just New Japan coming on a regular basis every year, like you said, I have a hard time believing that, they're not popular enough here and there isn't a strong enough wrestling community here in the Northeast despite the WWE presence and this being their unofficial but always official home. I mean, and just because it's the Northeast territory of old, that's gone. That's done. And people will go. People will drive. People will come, Ray. People will come to watch New Japan, I think, in the New York area without a doubt.
Yeah, and given how much turnover we might see from New Japan in the coming years, this might be our last chance to see guys like Tanahashi and some of the other New Japan wrestlers there before they sign with other promotions that I won't mention. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're kind of on the 200 section of MSG for all you New Yorkers out there. Center view of the ring, pretty good seats. So looking forward to it very much.
Now, might be a controversial thought, but I love going to live events. I'm a big fan. Like I said, we're going to SummerSlam in less than 2 weeks here. Myself and the kiddies, their first pay-per-view. They've been to a couple house shows, so this will be really exciting for them. They get to see the full production level with none of the BS commercials where you have to watch somebody's entrance for 2.5 minutes because of a commercial break. So on the heels of that, people ask me, well, you're going to WrestleMania, right? Because it's in New Jersey next year. And I said, no, absolutely not. There's no way I'm going there and not bringing my kids there. And here's a couple of reasons why I'm not going. And it's not, and cost is not it. I don't care. I'll pay any of that, whatever. Money is no object to me when it comes to my entertainment. But when you're talking about a venue that size for wrestling, I'm not a big fan of the giant stadium for wrestling. I'm also not a fan of outdoor in April in New York. You and I both know it very well because of being baseball fans. April in New York is not a kind time of year in terms of weather. Number 3, that building sucks. It sucks. I hate it. I've been there for 2 concerts. I don't like the venue. It's difficult to park and get in and out of, not to mention the entrances and stuff with the little kids. The bathrooms suck. Everything's for a newer building. It sucks, and it sucks hard. And
the acoustics. Oh my goodness, they're not.
The acoustic. Everything in the building. Everything about the building sucks. It's got no character. It's got no life. It's not fun. It's a pain in the ass to get to. Pain in the ass to get home from. I'd rather sit on my couch in the giant 75-inch television and watch it with my kids and eat popcorn.
I fully agree with you, and 6 hours is going to take 2 probably.
That's the other thing too. So. It's too long of an event. And I appreciate you giving me my money's worth. But once again, the bathroom's right there down the hall. All the snacks I could possibly get here. It's just, you should come over and watch WrestleMania if you're, on the big giant TV if you don't have plans. But I don't. SummerSlam, very excited about. WrestleMania, won't be going anywhere near it.
Yeah. I was so excited when they announced it. Then I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? Most of the reasons you said, I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a pain in the ass. That's going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to be a drag on my time to get out there. It's going to take me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get out there for one.
And getting home, forget it.
And then you tailgate, and then if you want to do that, and that's going to be even more. That's where price might come in as a tailgating, but. Yeah,
that's a good point. I didn't even think about the tailgating people, too, because that changes the element. It's one thing when everybody shows up to the arena for wrestling, whatever.
Right.
But when you're talking about hours of tailgating before a 6-hour show, you get a lot of drunken, stupid people making stupid comments and doing stupid things. That's another thing, too. When you have small kids there, it kind of takes away, not to mention you really can't see anything. Wrestling in a building that large is not – I understand it's WrestleMania. I respect that. But to me, there's a disconnect there. It's an arena sport. It's not a stadium sport.
Yep, because you need the interaction with the actual competitors. You need the little bit of fan, energy there. You don't get that as much in the big stadium. That gets drowned out a little bit. And MSG and Barclays for wrestling are spectacular venues. So I will go to all of those.
Well, I'm looking forward because I've never been to Barclays yet, and this is like my first
so good
event period there for anything.
Yeah.
But I've been to the Garden a bunch since they redid the Garden the last couple of years, and it's been excellent. My kids have only seen wrestling in the Garden because they're spoiled brats. Well, I'll tell you what, honestly, here's why. It's the easiest venue to get to. I get in my car, we get on a train, we're there in 45 minutes. They watch wrestling, we turn around, barely even going outside. We go back.
You don't
even have to go outside, basically. And then you go back onto the train, and then you go home. It's just the easiest thing in the world. This wasn't on the docket to talk about, but, it's important.
Barclays from Long Island is pretty good, too. Straight train ride. You get outside, walk a block, and you got a lot of bars around there, so it's nice. It's
now, venue. This is what, the third year now it's going to be in Barclays?
Fourth year?
Is it four? Wow.
I think. Sasha Bailey was the first one, and then Nakamura beat Joe, and then McIntyre beat Rude, going downhill in main event there. So it's the fourth one.
This is the fourth one. Wow, that's right. Wow.
I've been all three of them, So
that's terrific. So that's,
great stuff.
And this is, and I'm bringing this up only because we were talking about that it kind of, ended up going sideways, but
it's fine.
I was like you, the first thing I got excited about was, oh my God, amazing. And then I went, no, there's no way I can take them there. It's April, because just stop for a moment and picture when you see the highlights on MLB Network or ESPN or whatever you watch, and watch baseball games in April. Okay? You see everybody freezing their ass off, and that's in a smaller stadium than this giant wind tunnel that is MetLife. It's just a giant wind tunnel. It's terrible. So forget it.
Oh my God. If I were in my 20s, I'd probably go.
Come on. If we were in our 20s, we would definitely be there. We'd be the idiot drunken people that I'm concerned about.
Unaware and oblivious to how you affect other people.
Yes, my 20s. Once again, in lockstep. So that's what I am, however, excited about Access, though, and I will take my kids to that. I want to take them to the Fan Fest, Access stuff, and try to figure that out. And that I'd rather pay for that experience. And I don't know where that's going to be. They don't hold it in that same area.
I don't know. It might be it's Jacob Javits a lot of the time. The
I'm hoping it's
center.
in Manhattan, or I'm hoping that it's maybe in PNC or something like that.
I don't think it'll be in Brooklyn, but I saw the tweet from Charlotte Flair actually that she's going to be signing in the Target by Barclays on Saturday. So they might be doing scattered events and stuff like that.
Well, I know by me, Rollins and Nakamura were at iPlay already this summer. So whenever they come around, they always come around to iPlay, which is down in Freehold, which is a fun place.
Freehold's a big wrestling place, right? Freehold, they have a lot of stuff there, right?
Yeah, well, they what's great about it is it's you could pay the $125 whatever it is, and you get that VIP access. But I think they've done a really good job of making it a whole week of events, and I like that. And I think for kids that's much more fun to interact and see people than to be in a building of 80,000 people and not being able to see a damn thing. I just don't think it's as fun or whatever.
It'll mean more to them to actually have the contact and be able to talk
100% take a picture with somebody if they get to. And I'll tell you what too, the wrestlers will even tell you when they're building that big, their reactions are delayed of the crowd, and it's very difficult sometimes working wise. I mean, I remember, I think it was Jericho talking about the difference between working in an arena and a stadium, and that it's much harder to gauge what you're doing in the stadium because of the disconnect, and also the ability of being able to know when things are in sync or what's happening, because a crowd reaction is delayed because the building is so large. All right, that's enough pontificating there on that. Let's talk about Alistair.
It needed to be talked about.